Welcome to the e-learning platform by Science Park. Today we are going to learn about magnets. Yes, so this is a session from 6th standard. So let's see what we are going to cover or learn in this video. So first we will see how the magnets were discovered. Then we'll learn about natural and artificial or man-made magnets. Then we'll see why people say Earth is a magnet. Then we'll learn about attraction and repulsion between the magnets. Then we'll see why repulsion is said to be a true test of magnetism. And in the end, we'll learn about magnetic force and how and when the magnet applies force. So friends, now we will see how magnet was discovered. Now there are many stories regarding to this, but one such story is as follows. There was a place called Magnesia in ancient Greece. Greece is a country in Europe continent. So there was a shepherd who was holding a wooden stick with an iron cap to its end. Now while walking, as you can see, the stick was attracted towards a rock. Yes, and after thinking and doing this experiment few times, he then concluded that the rock attracts materials made up of iron. And the rock was called as magnetite. So this is how magnets were discovered. So friends, as we have discussed the story of origin of magnet, here we have the same stone which is called as lodestone. But friends, do you wonder that is this really a lodestone? This could be a stone which I could have picked up from below. So is this really a lodestone? Well, let's check it out. So here I have a bunch of keys made up of iron. Now if I bring those near the lodestone, they should attract, but they are not attracting. So is this really a lodestone? Friends, here now I have a magnet. This is a very strong magnet which I'll bring near this lodestone. Now, if this lodestone is really a magnet, it will attract to this magnet as well. Yes. As you can see, the lodestone is attracted towards the magnet. Now we can surely say that this is a lodestone. Now this occurs in nature. That is why this is called as a natural magnet. Now there are several types of man-made magnets. We will see them one by one. This is a bar magnet of rectangular shape. Now, any other magnet of this shape is called as bar magnet. This is also a bar magnet. This looks like a ring. Hence, this is called as a ring magnet. This shape is of disc. Hence, this is called as a disc magnet. Now, I have two magnets in my hands. Now, one of this is U-shaped magnet and another is horseshoe magnet. So, which one is U-shaped magnet? Yes, you guessed it correct. This is a U-shaped magnet. It looks like English alphabet U. And this one is horseshoe magnet. The shape of this magnet resembles with horseshoe. And then we also have arrow-shaped magnet and a star-shaped magnet. So these all are man-made magnets. Yes. So friends, now that you have learnt about natural and man-made magnets, we'll just revise the man-made magnets. So this is a bar magnet. Now anything of rectangular shape which has a color or which doesn't have any color is a bar magnet. Now this is a shape, this looks like a shape of a disc, hence it is called as a disc magnet. This is a ring magnet. Then we have U-shaped magnets which resembles the English alphabet U. Now we have a horseshoe magnet which again resembles the shape of a horseshoe. Then we have various other shapes of magnets such as arrow-shaped magnet and a star-shaped magnet. So these all magnets we use in our day-to-day life, and these are made by human beings, hence they are called as man-made magnets or artificial magnets. So friends, now at this point we know that iron attracts magnet, or we can say that magnet attracts iron. But are there any other materials which magnet attracts? Now we will look at some of the materials. So here we have a plastic stand. We are placing a ring magnet on the top of it. And I have strips of different materials. Now we will check each one of those whether they are magnetic or non-magnetic. Now the materials which are attracted towards magnet are called as magnetic materials, and the materials which don't are called as non-magnetic materials. Now we will start with plastic. Now we have to take care while bringing this piece near the magnet. We have to place one hand over the magnet and bring it near. As you can see, it doesn't attract. Hence plastic is non-magnetic. This one is aluminium strip. Aluminium is also non-magnetic. This is brass, non-magnetic. Copper, non-magnetic. Wood, non-magnetic. And this is iron. As you can see, it is all rusted. Yes, from the sound itself you can tell that it is attracting the magnet. Hence iron is magnetic. Like iron, there are two more elements which are attracted towards magnet. They are nickel and cobalt. Hence, these three materials, or we can say these three elements, are magnetic. Iron, nickel and cobalt. Alright friends. So let's see about magnetic and non-magnetic materials again. So we have a magnet and we'll bring various materials near the magnet, such as for example copper, and as we have seen it is non-magnetic. Then aluminium, it is also non-magnetic. Brass, it is non-magnetic. Wood, non-magnetic. Plastic is also non-magnetic. Now we have a strip of iron. If we bring it near the magnet, it will attract the magnet, and hence it is magnetic material. And we have other two elements, nickel and cobalt, which are also magnetic. So friends, here is a table in which we have shown the different materials which we have tested and whether they are magnetic or non-magnetic. Generally, when people are asked about these questions, they say that all magnets are magnetic, but this is not the case. Now you will say that steel is also magnetic. But my dear friends, as you know, steel is an alloy. Alloy is nothing but mixture of two or more elements. And hence steel is made up of iron. Now, there are some different types of steel which are not attracted towards the magnet because the percentage of iron in that steel is very less. So friends, here I have a needle stand and a needle. Now I will place these needle over the stand. Now as you can see, the needle is moving and it will be stable in certain direction. Now if I try to move this needle and let's say I want to make this needle stable here, but it doesn't. It again comes to the same direction. Now if I have to move this magnet, I will have to do it by hand, or I can blow air, or I can bring another magnet near it, because this needle is also made up of a magnet. Yes, as you can see, now this needle is stable in other direction because there is a magnet present near it. If I remove this magnet, it will again be stable in the same direction. Why is it so? Yes. So friends, now let me do this experiment at some other place. Let's say if I go outside India and do this experiment, it will show me the same direction. If I go anywhere in the world and perform this experiment, it will give me the same result. Now you must be wondering, which direction is this? If you go outside in daytime and find out the direction with the help of sun, you will come to know that this direction is north and south. So this needle is stable in north-south direction. And as I have told you, if you go anywhere in the world, this needle will be stable in north-south direction. So there must be a magnet like this somewhere in the world, due to which this needle is stable in one particular direction. Now where that magnet could be? Any guesses? Yes. So the magnet is present inside the earth. Yes. And due to that magnet, all these needles are stable in north-south direction. In fact, if you take any magnet and if you suspend it, it will be stable in north and south direction. I'll show you that. So here I have a stand and a bar magnet. So I'll place this magnet like this and I'll suspend it freely. So as you can see, now it is stable in a direction. It is due to the Earth's magnetic field. It is moving, but it will be stable in one particular direction, and that is north-south direction. And hence we say that magnet has two poles, north pole and south pole. And as you can see in this magnet, red color usually represents north pole and blue color represents the south pole. Right. So friends, this is a magnetic needle which is aligned in north-south direction. Now when we bring a bar magnet near it, it will change its alignment, it will change its position with respect to the bar magnet and the poles of the bar magnet. Right? And if we remove the bar magnet, it will again align itself in a north-south direction. And hence we say that there is a big huge magnet under the influence of which this magnetic needle aligns itself in a particular direction, that is in north-south direction. And that big huge magnet lies beneath our earth. And hence we say that earth is a magnet. Now friends, just find out where do we use this principle. Yes. So now friends, that we know magnet has two poles. Now let's see what happens if we bring two magnets near each other with respect to the poles of the magnet. So here we have two magnets of which north and south pole are brought together or near together, and as we have seen, they are attracted. Hence we say that unlike poles attract. That means different poles of magnets, if brought together, they will attract. For example, north and south pole. Now let's try to bring like poles, that is north and north or south and south together. Yes. So friends, as you can see, if we bring like poles together, they will go far away from each other. And this is called as repulsion. So like poles repel each other. So friends, this is a very important property of magnet. So if you bring any two magnets near each other, and if they have like poles facing each other, they will repel. So friends, here we have a bar magnet and we have a strip of unknown material. We don't know whether the material is magnetic, whether the material is non-magnetic, or the material is even a magnet or not. So how to check whether the given material is magnetic, non-magnetic, or a magnet in itself? So for that we'll need a bar magnet, and if we bring that unknown material near the magnet and nothing happens, then it is a non-magnetic material. So if the material is neither attracted nor repelled, then it is a non-magnetic material. Now friends, if it does attracts to the bar magnet, then it can be either a magnetic material or a magnet, because we have seen that unlike poles of magnet attract. So we don't know which pole of the magnet is facing the bar magnet. Now to check further, we will reverse the polarity of the bar magnet. Now south pole is facing the unknown material. Now again, if it attracts the unknown material, then the unknown material is magnetic, because it is attracted by both the poles of the bar magnet. Hence it is a magnetic material. And if it repels, then the unknown material is a magnet, right? Because first, when north pole was facing the unknown material, it attracted, and now when the south pole is facing the unknown material, it repelled. Hence the given unknown material is a magnet. And that is why, friends, we say that repulsion is a true test of magnetism. Here I have a bar magnet, and I have some fine powder made up of iron. This is called as iron fillings, and I am going to spread it all over the magnet. If I just take this magnet all around the iron filings, you can see that the iron filings are mainly attracted towards the poles. Hence, we can say that the magnetic force is on the poles of any magnet. Alright friends, so let's summarize the video. So in the beginning we have learned about the discovery of magnets, how they were discovered in a place called Magnesia. Then we have seen about natural and artificial magnets, about the magnetite rock. We have learned also about the lodestone and different shapes of man-made magnets. Then we have seen with the help of an experiment that why people say that Earth is a magnet. And we have seen attraction and repulsion. In this we have learned that unlike poles attract and like poles repel each other. Then we have seen with the help of a bar magnet that why people say that repulsion is a true test of magnetism. And in the end we have seen a short clip of magnetic force. So here are some questions to tease your brain. So kindly note these questions down in your notebook and write the answers to them. Thank you.